this is Dave. You've probably seen his other videos. Dave had some physio on Monday. He's got long-term disuse of his offside hind. So we're doing some work just to get him to kind of activate his glutes a little bit more and just get him basically a bit more active in that outside hind leg. So what we have to do, we've got a maze down there at the moment, which I'm going to attempt to long rein him through. He's quite a forward boy, so I'm not going to be surprised if we end up just going straight down the centre of the poles. So let's have a go. Steady. Whoa. Steady, big guy. I'm really mindful to keep my hands light on these long reins, so I'm not hauling on him. Steady. Good boy. But same breath, I don't want him steady to just plough through this maze. Steady. Walk on. Steady. Whoa. Okay. Mummy's error there. Good boy. Go on, go out. We'll come through and go again. Good boy. He'll lead through fine, but I want him to come through on the long rein. Steady, big guy. Steady. I'm just going to get a bit closer to him. There we go. Turn in. Good boy. Go on. Wait. Come on. Good lad. Steady. Good boy. Steady. Listen. Wait. Listen. Over. Good boy. Over. Good man. Okay, I'm pleased with that. Good boy. Just let him stretch a little bit. That's hard for him. He's a big horse to manoeuvre in and around that maze, especially with an idiot on the end of him with a couple of lines. That's really good. Good boy. And stretch. And stretch. And steady. When I'm asking him to steady, I'm just pulsing the reins a little bit. Steady. I need to be closer to him. Steady. 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 Good boy. And turn. Steady. Steady. Good boy. Good boy. Steady. Steady. And turn. Good boy. Steady. He's moving his bum over. Yeah, good lad. And out. Good boy. Okay, the object of this exercise is to basically increase his proprioception, or his awareness of his limbs at any one given point in time. So his coping strategy, for example, steady, when things get tough or he's asked to move in a way that's perhaps a little more unnatural or demanding from him, steady, is to kick out this right hind as opposed to bearing weight on it. So he will want to avoid these poles. Steady. At all costs, steady. And in doing so, we can place that inside hind, steady, good boy. We can place that inside hind where we want it to make sure that it weight bears. So the fact that he has to turn very sharply to the left and the right whilst avoiding the demon poles is a great exercise. I mean, you can't verbally teach a horse to have better proprioceptive awareness. You can't necessarily teach them just with direct feel. Sometimes you have to manipulate. Steady. Manipulate the senses a little bit. Steady. Good boy. Good boy. And I'm just pulsing the reins. Good boy. Listen. Steady. Turn in. Good boy. Wee, sorry. Good boy. Turn in. Good boy. Yeah, that's a good lad. Just going to let him stretch again for a minute. So we can use all sorts of things, we can use muscle stimulators, we can use massage, we can use various different techniques to activate that gluteal. But at the end of the day, good old-fashioned groundwork is what it comes down to. It doesn't matter what manipulation you have, physical manipulation. This is by far steady, the best way. Steady, steady, good boy. Steady. Turning, good lad. Good lad. It's hard, it's a bloody big lump to get through a maze. Good boy. What a good man. What a good boy you are. Steady. Yeah, good man. Good boy. He's actually taken this in his stride brilliantly. We've only actually crashed through the maze a couple of times. Steady. 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 Listen, listen. Good boy. And turning. I'm trying to do this with a bit of finesse so that I'm not simply pulling him round the corner. Steady. But I do have to check him. Steady. Listen. Good boy. Good boy. Oh, I don't mind that we poke a foot out at the end. That's okay. Oh, what a good man. Okay. Now we're going to do the other use that I've got for this maze, which is simply a nice line of walk poles. They're spaced at about 4.5 feet apart. So this should be just great for him to walk straight through. Again, he's not going to want to touch these poles. So what we're doing now, again, it's a bit of manipulation. We're just asking him to pick up his feet, steady, and to look where they're going. It doesn't matter if they're not completely evenly spaced. I want him to look. I want him to touch them the first time through. But I don't want him to touch them the second or third time through. Good boy. Because I want him to watch and to be able to move his body accordingly, steady, to avoid the poles. That's the whole idea of pole work, really. You're simply increasing the angulation of the joint. Steady, steady. Better, good man. Good boy. Good boy. And turning. Now I'm actually going to change the rein here because I really should be on the other side of him coming through these, because it's his right hind that's lazy. So now I'm going to put the line steady. There you go. Now he's got the feel of my line on that lazy leg. Good boy. Steady. Trotting. Steady. Whee. Well, they're the right space for me. Ooh, big guy. And walk. Oh, walk. Well, that's very good. That was very civilised. Steady, big man. Good lad. We're going to do this again. Good boy. Steady. Steady. I'm just opening and closing my fingers on these lines just to keep his attention. Trotting. Whee, it's okay. Steady. Okay, I think I'm just going to do a little bit more of that. I don't need to bore you watching me over and over again going through this maze and over these poles. I think you get the idea. This is pretty much Dave's first week of his rehab. So he's going to be doing this, just increasing the amount of time that he does it in trot, decreasing the amount of time that he does it in walk, obviously aside from the maze, which I'm not trotting through that. I don't fancy my chances of getting him trotting through that either. So we're going to be doing a little bit of hacking, so just predominantly uphill work, zigzagging downhill and so on. So what we'll do is we'll do another video next week so you can see what we're doing in week 2. And hopefully you'll start to see the change in him as we do as well. Okay, thank you. Whee!